Vikasam te neveste sokhe mandale. Your growth is outside your comfort zone. What a typical adage. Most of us have lived our life with this particular thought. What if I deny it and outdated and disrupt this outdated paradigm? Today, I'll bring about a paradigm shift in your understanding about comfort zone. Hey folks, my name is Kanika Abrol Anand and I'm just few months older than you think I am. If you're also among those people who have a notion that living in your comfort zone is keeping you from your best life, then allow me to blow the lid off this mistaken idea. My childhood days were not as simple as maybe yours. I was born and brought up in a very small town of Jammu and Kashmir where curfews, bomb squads, military trucks, Section 144 were customary. It may sound terrific to you, but we are habitual to it. Home life was easier as agenda was clear. As a student, you achieve academic success, crack those competitive exams, and secure a dream government job. By the way, those dreams were never your dreams, but of your parents, relatives, and sometimes neighbors. As I grew up, there is one more trend set in our lives which was much more common in my friend circle, that is to opt for graduation college far from your city and leave your hometown. And the last trend. If you do not fit in any of these trends, best for girls, get married. The real challenge started for me when I was not able to fit any of these trends and landed in a simple government degree college. And all my friends, my never go apart buddies, were very well fitted in those trends. I heard my father say, you won't be ever successful if you do not come out of your comfortable life. I remember my teachers say, fear and risks are the prerequisites for getting success which are found outside your comfort zone. I became disappointed again and again. It seemed that my level of success and degree of worthiness was somehow connected to the level of discomfort and pain I was willing to endure. If I wanted to change my circumstances, I have to make my life uncomfortable. By God's grace, I have some lovely people in my life who always guided me. Maybe that is the reason I never gave up. I held up for myself. During my graduation days, the best was me working as an intern in All India Radio Organization. That filled me with new energy and gave a new direction to my life. But something was missing. Maybe I had a fear not to get comfortable with life. This fear came when I started looking back at my older days, I realized where I was continually criticized for being me and everything that felt natural to me. Like if I enjoyed talking, I was loud. If I did not understand a concept quickly, I was slow. If I tried to be a leader, I was bossy. And if I tried to take a stand up for me, I was too sensitive. I took this to my heart and threw myself to this way of life. If stressed work and discomfort were something that could achieve validation for me in the society, I would make my struggle my identity. I welcomed outside world's opinions and judgments to undermine my self-worth. And unconsciously, my identity became wrapped up in people pleasing for love, acceptance, and approval. Finally, my identity became what I call it as PPP, people pleasing personality. My destiny never stopped me giving me surprises. I got married to a naval officer and left my hometown forever. But this PPP never left me. In naval family stations, there was dearth of only one thing, good network for mobile or TV. So I fall into the reading routine. I developed keen interest in reading books on spirituality, positive thinking, psychology and all. Professionally, being from teaching background, I joined some schools either to engage myself or for the fear not to get comfortable. This fear continued even when I became mother. As a daughter, daughter-in-law, mother, wife, sister, or an employee of an institution, I had pushed myself through limits, and soon, unconsciously, it became an obsession. I buried my pains and desires and made stressed work my anchor in a turbulent sea. I thought, I don't need any talent or skill. I just have to push myself through the discomfort and cover up my growing stress and anxiety. This filled me with a new, a new vigor. Then one day, I received a best gift of my life, a book, which completely changed my outlook towards the people living in the comfort zone. I learned about the 3 zones of living. During those days, we used to watch Marilyn Munster stories. I noticed myself in the character of Marilyn and realized that I was too positive, confident, and had a hopeful mindset. So where did I go wrong? I evaluated my personal insights and my personal experiences. And then, ta-da, enlightenment. I felt like King Ashoka, who realized his cruelty towards his kingdom. I realized my cruelty towards my soul. I found out that the problem wasn't with who I was or how I saw the world or what did or did not make sense to me. The problem was in the rejection of myself. I had rejected my internal guidance. You know, at that juncture of my life, I love to hear one song. Give me sunshine, give me rain, give me another chance. I want to grow up once again. I wish that could happen. We were told a very famous quote, life begins at the end of your comfort zone. But do we really understand the meaning of comfort zone? Let us understand the 3 levels of 3 zones of living with a very hypothetical situation. There is a situation where a young boy named Bunny, who is very hardworking, studious, and focused towards academics. But Bunny had one problem, that his mind is filled with fear, lack, and limitation. And maybe because of the people around him who had been coaxing him of being non-passionate and passive. While at one point of his life, he was not able to get admission into the college of his choice, his mind got additionally filled with anxiousness and hopelessness. Now you may think that he did not strive for success because he did not step out of his comfort zone. But I would say he was never in his comfort zone. He was in his complacent zone. I was in the complacent zone when I could not follow the society trends. Most of us have been in this zone at one or another point of life. When we are in this zone, our conscious and subconscious mind switch to an autopilot where we can see only those things that reinforces our fear, lack, and limitation which Bunny had. Most of the people living in this zone lacks one of the most crucial life skill, decision-making skill. Moving back to our story, now Bunny revived his hope and did whatever he could do to validate himself in the society. He stressfully worked hard and finally became successful. Now you will say, see, now he worked hard so he became successful. But I would contradict here as well. Whatever Bunny had done to keep him alive in the society, he was doing for his survival because Bunny was operating through his survival zone. While I got the validation in the society, my people-pleasing personality was my survival. Bunny was successful but stressed because he wanted to thrive, not to survive. And in order to thrive, he had to enter in his comfort zone. Comfort zone is your personalized space where you can grow and you can expand from that space. It gives you power. The comfort zone is not a static place. It continually grows and expands. When you are in this zone, your amygdala, the stress center of your brain, is inactive. And it allows you to be in rest and digest mode, where your mind and soul can heal. We observe Bunny as a young boy, but when he was a child, he was in his comfort zone because he's all free to stretch his limits, to explore and learn. There is no fear, lack, or limitation at all. This is the abode of peace that Rabindranath Tagore had foreseen for the children and attempted to safeguard it in his Shanti Niketan. A child's power zone is like a bubble of protection that helps to flow throughout the life with clarity, confidence, trust, and purpose. The amalgamation of societal pressure and the role of hormones push a child towards the complacent or survival zone. But if children are equipped for self-actualization, transitioning back to comfort zone is seamless. So, my dear listeners, next time, if you see any child not performing well or any person reluctant to come out of the stressful job, don't misunderstand them of being in the comfort zone which is hindering their success. Today, being in my comfort zone, when I look back at my life, I am very happy not to let me as a frog grow in this confined well. I am happily raising a strong family. Mistakes are implausible, but I have the power to deal with them. If our destiny is defined by our actions, so let us refine our actions which could validate our strength. Let us set out ourselves in the life's greatest adventure, journey of self-discovery. May these words with you forever. Empowerment doesn't mean escaping from the comfort zone. It means transforming it into a place where your dreams start. Thank you for being patient.